Welcome to an episode of Inspired Voices, the first episode of Fatherhood Unfiltered. Obviously, you guys know from last month in May, we did Motherhood Unfiltered, celebrating mothers throughout the month, releasing an episode once a week with Tiffany Williamson. I decided to go ahead and celebrate fathers as well, get into the mind of Fatherhood Unfiltered. Check out those episodes, different topics dealing with fatherhood. So if you're looking to grow as a father, become a father, understand fathers, whatever it is, stay tuned, spread the word, and leave comments down below if you have any questions or different perspectives of life. Obviously, I am going to be joined today with Jamon Glover here.
Oh.
Jamon, I wanted you to do this with me because you specifically work with fathers, right?
Yes.
Why don't you tell everybody a little bit about what you do?
Okay, well, hello everybody. My name is Jamon Glover. I am the founder and CEO of Father Figure Institute. And you can find me at fatherfigureinstitute.com. And so what Father Figure Institute is, it is a community where fathers can go and get the resources they need to build, whether it's health, wealth, legacy, but also connecting them to building that foundation for their family. So they can, sometimes we call it breaking the cycle of, the home that you grew up in. Mm-hmm. And we talk about a lot of those things and how to avoid some of those pitfalls and how to actually parent and father intentionally.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing that you're doing. I'm so glad that it's elevated to a point where it's it's growing, man.
It's definitely growing.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, also you were on the podcast before.
Yes.
Season 2, episode 2.
Yes. Man, it seemed like that was a long time ago.
I know, man. Dude, I haven't seen you in probably like 2 years.
It's been a while. Life doesn't stop lifing.
Right. Yeah. But that's great that you're doing things with supporting fathers and helping them grow.
Yeah.
Today's episode is going to be about becoming a father, becoming the father you didn't see. Yeah. Now, to me, when I read that title, I feel like trauma's probably involved.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah. We talk about, in motherhood, we talked about how there's not really a specific blueprint for motherhood.
Yeah.
There's a lot of books and stuff out there, but there's no blueprint.
Yep.
Would you say the same thing for fathers as well?
I would say even more so for fathers. When my first, second, and third child was born, I would look through the what to expect when expecting book, and there was some great tips in there, but it didn't really speak my language.
What do you mean?
So, as a guy who's hung around guys my whole life, who's been in all kind of sports and things, there's a soft side to mothering, to child birthing and child raising, that if you never received that information, if you never was a fly on the wall and heard about postpartum depression, mammary glands, all these things, it's like, what is that? And so a good friend of mine, he was saying a few weeks ago, we was having this conversation, and he was telling me that his wife has been a mother longer than he's been a father. And I thought about it, and I said, so y'all got the same child, right? The same birth. He's like, yeah. He said, but I didn't know what to do for the first 9 months to a year.
And so she was the one doing the work.
He
didn't know what to do.
And he was waiting for her to say, babe, I'm here, what you need me to do. And she didn't want to have to tell him to do everything, which I find most ladies don't want to have to tell their husband or their child's father how to do every little thing.
Right.
Because she has her own thing. Sometimes it is some postpartum depression that's happening there. Sometimes there is a lot of hormonal changes, and emotionally, she's just not in a place where she can give instruction. And so men, many times, especially on the first child, you kind of stuck in this limbo where the child is so small, all it does is sleep, then it eats, and then it poops. Well, if you're working, you're trying to sleep at night, so mom's getting up with the baby all night, and then you're gone all day.
Yeah.
So when you come home, the baby's still sleeping.
Yeah.
Mom is frustrated and tired. You don't really know what to do for her because she needs adult time, but she sometimes don't even want the adult time. So there's not a lot of information for guys out there.
Interesting. I don't know. That's a tough one because mothers would say, "Oh, they don't know what to do either. Like they know." I don't know. It's weird because like we know what needs to be done: fed, sleep, change the diaper,
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
And obviously, like so. But with fathers, I guess I don't know. Like I don't know. It's tough because like yeah, they don't want you to. They don't want to tell you what to do, right?
Yep.
You should know
You
what
should
to
know.
know.
Yeah. And I think a huge difference in that is because mom carries this baby for up to 9 months, right?
Yeah.
And so she's building this bond. She's building these emotional ties and connections to this child that hasn't even been born yet. And then the moment the child is born, baby's laid on her chest.
Yeah.
She breastfeeds the baby. So there's some things that her biology demands that she do. For us, we don't have that connection.
Yeah.
As fathers, we have to build the connection. And the earlier we start building that connection, the easier it'll be, the stronger the bond will be.
Yeah.
And you're not just helping with the baby, you also supporting your partner.
Right.
And so many times relationships end within the first year of a child being born.
Oh, really?
Because it's so stressful. So stressful. I use this scenario often. I may have used it last time we talked, but it's the perfect scenario. The movie Toy Story,
Yeah.
the original one, Andy and Woody. They're best friends. Andy's taking Woody, this little cowboy doll, everywhere, all over the place. And then his birthday comes and he gets Buzz Lightyear. Now, Buzz is the new buddy. Woody's under the bed, just watching from the shadows. Buzz is going everywhere. And most dads feel like Woody. Now that this child is here, it's no longer about us. It's
Yeah.
about the baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. Some dads get resentful because they don't know what to do. They feel lonely. And it's this joyous time and everybody's coming in to see the baby. The baby, the baby, the baby, the baby. And because dad doesn't really know what to do, feelings of insecurities, rejection. And so depending on your traumas, it could determine if you flow into it and you take, you become part of the mission.
Yeah.
Or you fall away from it.
Yeah. And I guess it also takes some, like I feel like a lot of fathers are not surrounded by babies or kids in general, right?
Not in general, no.
So if you didn't grow up with that, you're not used to that.
Yep.
It's even that much more difficult, I guess you could say, right?
Exactly. How do you be something you've never seen?
Yeah, yeah. Which brings me to my other point of, we talked a little bit about the trauma and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, for you, like, what has fatherhood taught you about parts of yourself that you've never faced?
The biggest thing that fatherhood has taught me is that little child that I once was, he needed to be healed. The little child whose dad didn't really claim him. Now, let me clarify this. My dad never left the house.
Okay.
My mom and dad, they got married when I was 3 years old, and they stayed married for the next 25 years.
Gotcha.
But my dad didn't think I was his kid for probably the first 10 years of my life.
Damn.
And so we didn't have a good relationship. It was very strange in a lot of ways. There was no love, no nurturing.
Right.
And my mom, because of that nasty lie that was spread, her fairy tale, like happily ever after, was interrupted. Because now, instead of her first child being a source of joy, it was a source of pain.
Yeah.
So she kind of regretted me in certain ways. She loved me unquestionably, but she couldn't nurture me the way that she wanted to, the way that she needed to. And so that little boy in me, instead of becoming closeted within myself, I did spend a lot of time by myself, but I have two younger siblings, 5 and 7 years apart.
Yeah.
So a lot of time it was just me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was always seeking ways to to add value to a relationship or to a group or to bring something so somebody would say, we like you, we accept you.
Yeah. Seeking that praise, seeking that love.
That attention, that
Yeah.
nurturing.
Yeah.
And so I grew up hiding that my whole life, always trying to achieve the next thing and win this thing and win that thing to prove my worth.
Yeah.
But when you go into a fathering situation now, your children don't need that person. They don't need the hard one. They don't need the warrior. They need something that I never knew how to be.
Did you find that out early on?
Nah.
Yeah. So it took a
No,
while.
it took some time because I became really robotic and I'm checking the box. I'm present. I'm providing. I'm loving, so I think, right?
Right.
And I'm doing the things that I'm required to do. But it's the intangible things, it's the small things that really make the biggest impact in their minds. And so it took me a long time. And
You mean like behaviors?
yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So my 4-year-old told me he didn't want me to be his dad anymore.
Yeah.
He wanted the neighbor to be his dad. And that crushed me because I just wanted to be a good dad. I wanted to be what I didn't get. And so I discovered that I became my dad. I just took a different route to get there.
Right.
And it was on that journey, understanding that point, when I started looking at the blogs, reading whatever books I could find. But it really came down to watching other fathers with their children. And I was able to compare apples and oranges.
Really?
I don't do that. I don't do that. Man, I didn't know I could do that. Okay, I'm doing that. But not good enough though. So I started really comparing to kind of see where I measured against all these other fathers that I was using as models. And so that's one of the reasons why Father Figure Institute was created, because community is what guys need.
Yeah.
We need to actually see other fathers doing what they do.
Yeah.
They need to actually see the blueprint, the example of how everything's laid out. And so they can measure themselves without judgment, without any fear or trepidation. Okay, this is what I think it should be. Now let me just watch.
Yeah.
Let me just listen. And now I can take what I need.
Right. But like, how did you learn how to love when you weren't taught that, I guess you could say?
It was early on, I thought love was sex. So if this young lady would let me have sex with her, I was experiencing
I
love.
feel like that's a lot of males.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was my experience of love.
Yeah.
But my relationships were always 6 months, new relationship. 6 months, new relationship. 6 months, and I just going through relationship after relationship, because once you get past the emotional space of the sex and the new relationship energy, and you get to the real life, yeah, that required much more of emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
And I lacked that in so many ways. And honestly, it wasn't until my first child was born that I actually cared. There was a point in time where I didn't really care whether I lived or died or
Cared about yourself?
yeah,
I
just
gotcha.
in general. I had nothing really to live for. I
Yeah.
didn't come from a great family where we was loving and checking in on each other, loving each other. You know, I had my younger siblings, but they were so much younger than me that we couldn't really hang out and form certain relationships.
Sure.
Then I had cousins and they were all over the place. And so it was like, man, life is whatever it is, and I'm gonna enjoy it while I'm here. So, you know, I wasn't being reckless trying to end it,
Right.
but I didn't really take any responsibility for anything. I didn't take much serious. I was just like surviving and existing.
Yeah.
And then my daughter was born and instant switch.
Did anything happen before she was born, like when she was still in the stomach?
I mean, her birth was a little traumatic. She was a breech baby, meaning she was coming out upside down. She was coming out feet first.
Right.
And they had to actually put forceps, which is like long scissors or tweezers, and turn her around, and so she can come out head first.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, me and her mom had some drama,
but nothing really clicked as far as fatherhood
nah.
while she was pregnant or anything like that.
Nah, it was just, hey man,
Still living life.
Yeah, I got a baby on the way, man.
Yeah.
But the first time I heard her cry, it was like, yeah, I have this person that I'm responsible for now.
Mm.
I don't want to have the relationship with her that I had with my father or my mother.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a great parent. And I thought I would just figure it out.
Yeah.
And she was probably 8 before I figured it out. She's probably 8 before I
But
figured it
during
out.
that time, were you constantly just figuring it out throughout those 8 years?
Oh yeah, me and her
Still trying,
mom.
still trying, still trying kind of thing?
Yeah, me and her mom, we split shortly after she was born.
Mm.
Shortly after we split. And I was in the military then, and just so happened where I was stationed, it was about 2 hours from where my ex lived.
Yeah.
So I would come in every weekend, every other weekend. I would keep her for a weekend here, a week here, 2 weeks here.
Mm.
And she tried her best because she regretted us not working because she went through postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what it was. She didn't know what it was.
Mm.
And her hormones were all over the place. And she told me, I don't want to be with you anymore. You know, I don't want to be a mom, but I'm gonna take my responsibility.
Yeah.
And so she tried to keep her from me. She got into other relationships, and other guys was playing the daddy role, and it just irked me all beyond, because I'm like, I'm doing everything possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so driving that 2 hours, picking her up. I mean, I'm doing her hair with a wave brush. I'm just parting it with it because I don't
Yeah.
have no combs or anything. So I'm parting her hair with a wave brush. I'm trying to build a community, but I don't trust people,
Mm-hmm.
because when you grew up not trusting the people that birthed you and raised you, you tend not to trust many people.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to build community, but it's just chicks that I was dealing with. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, could you do my daughter's hair? Can we do this or do that? And it was tough, but I was determined. I
Right.
was determined to have a relationship with her.
Right. So, going back a little bit about what you said about your inner child, and
Mhm.
you had to heal him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, that was while you were having kids.
Yep.
Um, how was that process for you? Was that difficult to manage healing your inner child while you're raising kids?
Yes, it's very difficult if you're not intentional about it.
Mm.
If you're not intentional about it. If you're just hoping things will work out, or if you're just reading a book or two, or you just thinking about it, not a lot's going to change.
Mm.
Now, a lot of people don't like the idea of going to therapy, but I particularly like therapy because I consider therapy as a cheat code. And a lot of
Mm.
guys don't like going to therapy because they're like, I don't want to tell this stranger my business.
Right.
And I look at it slightly different, because a therapist is someone that I'm paying to help me unlock why I see the world the way I see the world.
Oh,
I'm
that's a good way to
paying
put
for
it.
their confidence.
Yeah.
It's like hiring a coach or a personal trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying this person to help me unlock my best potential. And so that's how I see therapy.
Yeah.
Now, there was a time when I didn't see it that way,
Mm-hmm.
because I tried therapy once, and it wasn't really that good of an experience. It was just somebody listening, and they were just like, "Oh, so what do you think about that?" Okay, all right, but that's our time for the day. Make sure your check doesn't bounce. So I'm just like, okay, this was pointless.
That's always the fear I think I have with therapists
Yep.
and stuff like that. But yeah.
Yep. But then I came across this lady, and I've never had a male therapist.
Mhm.
I've looked for a male therapist, but there's not as many that actually have the time in the schedule.
Gotcha.
So I ran across this one lady, and she when she ain't around, I call her my aunt. She's like auntie, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Not related to her at all, but I feel like she cares so much about me
Mm-hmm.
that I believe her when she says your problems stem from your childhood. Let
Yeah.
me give you some resources so you can understand.
Mm.
And so she taught me about attachment styles. You know about attachment
Yeah.
styles?
Mm-hmm.
She taught me about attachment styles, and my attachment style was dismissive avoidant.
Mm.
And I'm just I'm reading this paper. I'm like, a dismissive avoidant. So this explains why I'm kind of a lone wolf.
Yeah.
This explains
Yeah.
why I don't want to engage when there's difficult conversations.
Yeah.
I just fade to the background, and I started understanding. And then it was the fearful avoided and the anxious avoided.
Mhm.
And I started understanding why relationships were not working. And then I started understanding what my kids were. And it was like, oh my goodness. So if I can move more toward a secure attachment style,
Mhm.
what does that look like?
Yeah. That's
And
gonna
then,
bleed into your kids, right?
yes. And so as I started doing it, I still struggle with it.
Mhm.
But then I met this woman, and her attachment style was anxious.
Mm.
My attachment style was dismissive avoidant because I was never nurtured.
Right.
All she knows is nurturing. She
Mm.
oozes nurturing. The places where I was rough and broken, it's her natural strength.
Mm. That's nice.
She was in a relationship with a mother who could be verbally or physically abusive.
Right.
Her dad was workaholic, constantly working, constantly traveling.
Mm.
So the person that she got the most love from was barely there. And the person that gave her the biggest stress, you never knew what you was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
And so she meets me, the person who's calm, the person who's chill, the
Yeah.
person who honors his word. She could depend on me. I was consistent. And so where she was broken,
Yeah.
it was my natural
You
superpower.
filled in that gap for her.
I filled in that gap.
It's nice.
And so I started understanding in she's my wife now. I started understanding that nurturing isn't an act. You can't fake it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, one, embrace it, but also, which is hard for guys, is be vulnerable.
Yeah.
And for my children, I was trying to be dad.
Mm.
I'm a disciplinarian, you know.
Mhm.
I'm a go-getter. I'm a provider. I'm gonna build this amazing legacy for my family. And you know, and it was like, no, I wasn't doing it for my family.
Right.
I was doing it for me
Mm.
because I needed to feel validated. I needed to feel like I was the man.
Yeah, you were trying to fill that gap for yourself.
Yep.
Instead of thinking about your kids.
Yep. And so in order for me to heal that little boy, I had to drop the bravado, drop the ego, take off the mask,
Mhm.
and be vulnerable with my children.
Was that a gradual change for you, or was it
Oh,
like
yeah.
oh shit?
No, it was definitely gradual.
Yeah.
Because vulnerability is hard,
Mm.
especially when you work so long and hard to build this image or to build this I guess mask. You wearing this mask every day, and you trying to be what you showing people.
Yeah.
It ain't really you, but you're trying to be that person.
Mm-hmm.
And so over time, that mask starts getting chipped, and you can't add no more spackle. You can't put no more super glue on it.
Right.
And at some point, you got to take that thing off and really look at yourself in the mirror and ask that question: who am I? Who do I want to be?
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a hard question. It can be, at least, right?
It can be a very hard question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. So like with fatherhood, and so how can fatherhood bring up unresolved trauma? Is it things that kids do that trigger it?
I'm not so sure that it's anything that the kid does. It's when you start holding a mirror up for other people.
Yeah.
Because as a father, you're telling your children, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to move. This is how you do A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And you holding this mirror up to them. And the older they get, they start holding the mirror back in front of you.
Mm.
Let's just say,
You can get in trouble for that too.
yes.
Yeah.
I won't call names on this one. So I have a friend, and at 35, he was still living the bachelor lifestyle. He was still, not responsible paying his bills.
Yeah.
He may have long stints back at home with moms, you know what I'm saying, or pops, or whoever. He could go sleep on somebody's couch.
Mm-hmm.
But he was always like a uncle to like my kids or to like the kids in the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then one day, those kids that he had all the advice for and all the, the big bro energy, uncle energy, they started outgrowing him.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think he realized that?
Oh yeah, he
Or he
did.
noticed it?
Oh, he noticed it. Because now he tried to tell them, oh yeah, he said, yeah, I know about this. Oh yeah, and they start telling him stuff. Then he was like, so what you want to do when you grow up? Oh, yeah, I want to be this. I want to do this. I want to do that.
Uh-huh.
And he started looking at that mirror.
Mm.
He thought the mirror, they were reflecting back. He was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And
Damn.
these kids got to figure it out. So he started feeling insecure. But that insecurity caused the growth.
Yeah.
And now he's living the life that was always afraid to live.
Yeah, it could either, put you down or lift you up, right?
Yep.
Well, yeah, that's I've had a similar experience like
Yeah.
that as well. Well, not with like the kids and stuff but the whole looking in the mirror and stuff like that. It can be deafening, I guess you could say.
Yeah, your girl, man, your girl or your wife, or women are great reflectors.
Mm.
Women are great. They will mirror back and reflect back to us the image, the attitude, whatever we give them. They will give it back to us. More times than not, they will give it back to them. And most times they don't even it's not an intentional thing.
Right.
Because women absorb energy.
Right.
And when they give it back, they just give them back what you gave them.
Mm.
And so for a lot of especially fathers who can't seem to get along with the child's mom, and she gets jealous because I moved on, or she's jealous because the kids, they like being with me more. It was like, no, you gave her false hope. You gave her this dream. You gave her this thing that you never had any intention on fulfilling.
Yeah.
And so now she's just giving you back the BS that you gave her more times than not.
So what should fathers do when it comes to that? Listen.
Be vulnerable.
Be vulnerable.
Your wife, your girlfriend, your kids, they don't need the hard version of you.
Right.
They don't need to get the conqueror. They need that person that's loving and nurturing.
Is the strong conqueror father, is that should be left outside the house?
I always say show up as your whole self, but just know what time you need to engage in what space. Because sometimes when you come into the house, as dad, okay, there's some stuff happening here at school. There's some things happening that I need to get straight. Some straightening needs to happen.
Right.
So now you come in and was like, hey, come here. What are we doing? You be a little bit more stern.
Yeah.
But being stern is only part of the mission. Kids don't need stern dad their whole life.
Right.
They need your dad that'll get down on the floor and play with them. They need your dad that'll take orders and drink fake tea as long as you want to have this tea party, right?
Right.
They need dads that's vulnerable because now they learn how to embrace. They learn how to relate. If you on that level with your daughter, then she knows what a healthy relationship feels like when she gets older and she starts dating. If your son sees you be vulnerable, he ain't got to be the hardest guy in the school.
Yeah. Getting into fights, stuff like that.
That's it.
Unnecessary fights.
That's it.
Yeah.
But they also need to know that daddy can handle business too.
Right.
They also need to know that daddy loves mommy. They also need to know that daddy can cook. Daddy will cut the grass. Daddy will pray over the family. Daddy will be the spiritual leader, the everything that's needed, because we all have the capacity to be that.
Yeah.
But we operate in certain spaces because we don't always know that.
So the main point is balance.
Definitely.
Yeah. You have what, 5 kids?
5, yeah.
You have 5 kids. They're all grown up.
Except the last one. She's 14.
Okay. All right. So you've seen a lot through the ages, right?
Definitely seen
Growing
a
up.
lot. Yeah.
And you yourself have grown a lot as well, as a father, as a
Yeah.
human being.
Yeah.
Do you still feel like you're guessing at fatherhood?
Generally, I would say every damn day.
Yeah. Even because like you're the leader of Father Figure Institute, right?
Yeah, man. But every child is different. We live in a different culture than it was when I first started my fatherhood journey. The culture is different. The game itself really don't change, but the influences in the game changes. There's new characters that's being added. There's new features that's being added. But the game, this is still GTA. This is still Call of Duty. This is still Apex, right?
Yeah.
But every few years, new features are added, new characters are added, new abilities are added. And so how I handle my 28-year-old my 14-year-old is at a 20-year-old level because she's the baby of 5.
Right.
So she's gotten influence from me, her mom, and all her siblings.
Everyone else that's older.
Everyone that's older.
Yeah.
So when I was new and my 28-year-old was 14, it was harder because I had never done it before. But it's only hard now because I think I know what I'm doing. And then I realize I don't know what I'm doing because this child is totally different. The day and age is totally different. So you're constantly having to rediscover ways to reach your children because social media distractions, school distractions, boys and girls, hormonal distractions. And so overall, the principles are the same. But knowing when you need to switch to be whatever version of dad is needed.
Yeah.
But also understanding the context of the time, meaning what's the mission and how do we accomplish that mission in this day and age?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's important. So I like how you said like there's the principle is the same, right? The baseline, as you could say. So is it a good idea for fathers to understand that there's different versions of themselves that they have to utilize to be a parent? And the more you can get in tune with those different types of parts of yourself, the better off you'll be, kind of thing. Is that a safe thing to say?
Definitely a safe thing to say. I don't want to undersell it though. When you are in touch with you, when you are whole, when that little boy that had to go through whatever he had to go through, I did this with this exercise one time where I thanked that little boy for enduring all the stuff.
Yeah.
I praised that little boy for the teenager he grew into. And I loved on him in a way that nobody else could. Because one of the most impactful things you could say to another man is, I see you. I respect you.
Yeah.
Good job. If I'm in the store and I see a father with 3 kids or 2 kids, and I know he's struggling because he got one trying to go over here, he got the baby in the stroller, in the cart, and another one hold on to the basket, and I'll see him. I'm just like, I say, hey, bro, see you. So proud of you, man. He was like, bruh.
But that gives them a little bit of an energy, right?
Give him a little bit of energy because sometimes as men, we feel like we in this thing alone. We feel like we're giving to everybody. And now because the kids are here, our wife she don't get the energy to us anymore. All her energy goes to the kids. So we feel like we're doing this thing alone. So when I think about what fatherhood is and what it looks like, it is discovering your whole self. Life is a journey of self-discovery, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's a journey of self-discovery. And the more you can reconcile your past with your present, you can guide the future a lot easier. And when you have the children in tow, you give them a blueprint because you could be the greatest child care giver on the planet.
Yeah.
But it's still gonna take you some years to understand how my kid thinks.
Right.
It won't take me long because I know why he acts like that.
Yeah.
It runs in the family.
Right.
Oh, that's definitely his mama right there. You know? But you starting from zero, it's gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah.
Which is why it's hard being a stepdad.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to build those or recognize those patterns, right?
Yep. And then build the connections around it. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, man. That's good talk, bro. I appreciate you being here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, absolutely. If you enjoyed this talk, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. If you have a different perspective, maybe you're a father out there that has something to say about what we talked about.
Yeah.
Leave a comment down below. If you want to reach out, you want to tell them where they can reach you?
Oh, yeah. You can find me on IG, YouTube, Father Figure Institute, or you can email me at info@fatherfigureinstitute.com.
Cool. Yeah. They can reach out. They can use that email to kind of get some more information about your fatherhood.
Yeah. Father Figure
Father Figure
Institute.
Institute, yeah.
Yeah, they can go to the website, fatherfigureinstitute.com, subscribe to the newsletter. We sending out monthly newsletters with just tips and tools and things in it.
Nice.
I got a new book that's coming out, so
Nice.
that'll be I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be some good information there,
Okay.
and it's kind of gonna crack the code a little bit for new dads, especially new dads.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I'll have to buy that.
I might slide you one.
Okay. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.